The Business Mentor Talks is vlogged by no other, Armando Butz Bartolome, in cooperation with the Manila Times. It aims to bring to life and recognize entrepreneurs who constantly strive to create a living for the community as well. Listen to the Business Mentor Talks with Butz Bartolome.
Business Mentor Talks today, again, another Sunday of learning, and we have a very, very special guest who will share with us his entrepreneurial journeys. Let's call on none other than Eduardo Miguel Roldan of the Red Circle Global. How are you, Miguel?
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, it's a fine day today in Manila, and I am more than happy to share the entrepreneurial journey that I had with Red Circle Global.
Right. But tell us, Miguel, ano ba yung pinagsimulan mo as being an entrepreneur? How old were you when you started?
Well, professionally, nagbebenta na po tayo. I started my first sales. 18 years old tayo. We did door-to-door direct marketing in Binondo. And it's for China brand car. Back in the days, napakahirap magbenta ng China car brand kasi hindi pa naman sila sumasali sa mga advertisements, no. Then we roam around in Binondo. I realized hindi pala pag-aalok lang ang pagbebenta. Kailangan pala, you need to build the relationship and rapport. My first sale, it took me around 7 trips. And I'm very happy to share. 7 trips.
7 trips. What do you mean 7 trips, Miguel?
7 times ako pumupunta po doon sa office nila. Kada may concern sila, mas mabilis pa po ako sa email noon, di ba? Ang email, you can just reply. Sometimes nade-delay pa pag nabasa. Ako po, the moment nag-text sa akin ng concern, may hinihingi lang, pumupunta po ako kaagad. And probably because I was naive at that time, bata pa tayo, hindi naman tayo masyadong nagko-compute pa, nagkikwenta na economic cost natin, no? Nakuha ko po yung tiwala. No? And I'm very happy until now, magkaibigan pa po kami. In fact, sa wallet ko, wala akong picture dyan ng kahit ano. Pero may picture po kami ng first sale ko. And doon nag-umpisa yung sales career natin na eventually naging negosyo rin po.
That's good. So, okay, as you journey through your years, ano-ano mga challenges na you're encountering as you were growing up in your entrepreneurial journey? Ano-ano mga challenges doon?
Well, I'm 100% sure maraming makaka-relate dito. When I was really younger, I'm 33 years old right now, so I've been doing sales and business for the last 15 years. When I was really younger, I initially thought lahat na napapanood ko sa internet, lahat na nababasa ko sa internet, especially back in the days, ang uso po noon Forbes magazine, no?
Yes.
Okay. Yung mga $1 billion unicorn idea sa Silicon Valley, I initially thought lahat yon kaya ko gawin sa Philippines directly. I initially thought it's all about the idea. However, reality hit upon me. Sabi ko, ay, ganito pala, no? When you try to replicate the success of these global people who's doing business in the international market, iba pala pag Pilipino ka. Kasi, marirealize nila na, okay, you're from a third world country. Okay? So, kung gaano ka powerful yung passport mo, ganon din yung level of respect nila. That's the reality, no? Na talagang i-gauge ka rin ng mga international investors. And when I flew to Singapore naman, I was sanctioned by a real estate company to promote their projects there. Umattend ako sa mga series of pitching, mga pitching ng mga Singaporeans. Sa Singapore po kasi, sa mga di nakakaalam, very strong ang kanilang fraternities and family associations. Hindi po ito yung may hazing yung talagang brotherhood. Nakikita nyo sa Binondo, it's very strong there. Every Sunday, hindi na sila kumakain. They invite random pitchers. No? Sabi ko, teka lang, bakit yung mga idea na hindi naman ganoon kaganda napopondohan, pero pag sa akin, maganda idea ko at nalaman nilang taga-Pilipinas ako, there's a hesitation. Diba? Yeah. Doon ko na-realize that it's very important when you're doing business to establish track record. And I don't have one back then. Yun. Ngayon, from aiming to have $1 billion idea, unicorn po, yung mga napapanood natin sa internet, nababasa, nag-stock market, yumaman sila. Naging realistic ako. Pragmatic po, no? So I start solving people's problem. And it's a very roller coaster ride journey po, no? Isipin nyo, at the age of 28, I was doing business since 18. 10 years bankrupt ako. Napakahirap po noon. Okay? Even at one point, this is the first time that I'll be sharing it in public. At one point, I remember this, for 6 months, 26 years old ako, I need to drove for Grab as a driver operator because I need to pay the salary of my IT people. Try to imagine.
Wow, really, Really?
Yes. I was 26 years old. Ngayon, right now, na-realize ko na parang lahat pala yun, yung journey na yun, papunta sa isang destination na masasabi ko, ang claim to fame ko, since 2018, never na po tayo naging bankrupt. We're very profitable through Red Circle Global School Automation System. And recorded po to, may BIR tayo. Okay, we're really making around 7 figures annually. Okay, in terms of recurring revenue.
So I'm really amazed. I mean, imagine in order for you to pay the salaries of your people, your humility went as far as becoming a Grab driver. What made you do that? What made you realize that okay, wala na akong pagkukunan, siguro mag-drive na lang ako? Ganun ba yun? Ano ba ang talagang what really made you determine na okay, ilang buwan ka ba nag-drive ng Grab driver?
I drove for Grab as a driver operator for 6 months. 2016, when they came to Manila, startup kasi sila, no? Ang style nila is they give every passenger vouchers para sumakay. So that's around 200 pesos guaranteed. So maraming sumasakay. Kami naman mga driver operators, they gave us as high as 500 pesos per passenger. And in a single day back then, you can get around 10 to 20 passengers. So try to imagine in a single day, you can make 10,000 pesos a month. These are the days that even back managers making not really 6 figures, 5 figures, close to 6 figures, talaga nagre-resign to drive for Grab back in the days. But I did it for 6 months kasi talagang ano po yun, no? Rock bottom natin. Kasi ang salary ng tao ko at that time, I remember, 35,000, 70,000. So ang hirap pondohan, no? Pag wala kang clients na nagbabayad sa'yo. I tried joining pitching competitions. Okay, yes. I initially thought, pag nag-pitch po tayo sa mga organizations, they will just throw money to us. Hindi po pala ganun. Okay, I was business naive at that time. Yeah. But, the best funder, yung nagpondo po talaga sa akin. And I learned it the hard way, but I'm very happy to share it. We hope we can inspire people. Our real clients, paying customers.
Yes.
I did pre-selling. Sabi ko, kung ang real estate companies, billion ang project cost, nakakabenta sila, hindi naman lahat ng real estate companies malalaki na, di ba? But they're selling the business of, the future, di ba? Sabi ko, but hindi ko kaya subukan? Kasi sa IT po ang Red Circle Global, sa hindi nakakaalam, School Automation. Ang turnaround po sa amin, 30 to 45 days, we can deliver already our projects. Kaya pag nanghingi pa ako ng down payment, basta may kontrata, ang pangako po, in 30 to 45 days, we can already deliver the project. And now, I started doing pre-selling. And fortunately, the rest was a very great milestones already for the company.
Very good. So tell us about this Red Circle Global, Miguel. Ano ito? How did you start, concocting this concept? Ano yung, from all the years of experience ba ito, what you learned, your hardship, your challenges? Ano yung Red Circle? Tsaka bakit Red Circle Global nga pala?
Well, Red Circle Global, initially, ang kwento po talaga niyan, 2017, I'm volunteering for Red Cross. Ayan, Red Circle Global, Red Cross.
So Red Cross, okay.
I'm volunteering and proposing an idea with them that I can improve their systems. And yun nga, syempre, being a volunteer, mahirap po yan. Talagang lalo na pagbata ka pa o bumubuo ka ng karera mo, ng kwento mo, ng cash flow mo. And I've realized that I need to make money. Napunta po ako sa school automation by accident. Kung sa Amerika po, uso yung mga garage businesses. Sa atin naman, konti lang naman talaga may garahe. I remember back then, with my past relationship partner, I was in her condominium. And I was on my last $75, 1,500 pesos po, back then. Well, lugi ko. Sabi ko, ano ko yung gagawin ko? Dati po, meron sulit.com. Okay, sarado na naman to, I can mention the brand. Kasi, it's an online marketplace. Mahilig lang ako para mag-window shopping. May nakita akong school automation system and they're selling it for 50,000 pesos. This is an interesting story that we hope we can inspire other people. They're selling it for 50,000 pesos only. Yung pag nag-tap po, nagte-text, yung mga sa eskwelahan po ng bata.
Yes.
50,000, 1 year free maintenance. Sabi ko, ba't amura naman ito? Baka scam. So, tinawagan ko po. Ang kwento pala nun, yung may-ari po, hindi niya masyado na-appreciate yung model ng subscription or SaaS, software as a solution. Ang na-appreciate niya is, okay, meron kami system, ibenta namin to 50,000 and we're good. Okay. Ito po ang ginawa ko. I confirmed, sir, sabi ko, pwede po ba mag-down ako ng 50%? Kasi kahit wala pa akong pera nun, I'm on my last 1,500. This is a business tip. You should not negotiate from a position of weakness. So sabi ko, sir, pwede po ba pag nag-down ako dito, i-deliver nyo na, pero hindi ko po babayaran yung balance agad. Dapat po, i-turn over nyo muna. Pwede pumayag. Because people online, they're desperate to sell. Sabi ko, sir, negosyante ko. I do not have any registered business back then. I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder. Pero syempre, negosyante naman talaga tayo. Sabi ko, negosyante ko, sir, pwede ko po ba ibenta ito at ako na bahala magpresyo para tumubo ako? I got an approval. And ito ang pinaka-importante when you're negotiating online. Palagi mong sesigundahan na, sir, paano kung kumita ako or mabenta ko to ng mas malaki, magtatampo ba kayo? Unahan mo na ng ganon. Ang sabi, hindi. So, ito na po. Ito na magandang kwento. Yung binilan ko, sarado yung kumpanya nila ngayon. Tayo po operating pa. From the publicly available data, B2B kasi ito, business to business, kumuha po ako ng 100 eskwelahan. Okay po. Mga addresses nila, nagpadala, wala pang ChatGPT nun, nagpadala po kami ng sulat. Asking for a demo. Sa 100 sulat na yon, yung papel kasi may papel yung ex-romantic partner ko sa bahay niya kasi law student siya, May printer din, so print namin. So yung 1,500 na yon, fill post po ang ginamit ko. Yan, para sa kaalaman ng lahat, when you're doing snail mail, fill post, okay, 2 weeks nga lang darating. 15 pesos times 100, 1,500. Nung pinadala ko, may bumalik sa akin 10. Asking for an appointment. But on the actual appointment, sadly, 5 lang po ang tumuloy. And doon sa 5 na yon, na-close ko po yung isa. Ang unang transaction ko po sa kanila is, ang business model ko sa kanila is magda-down sila sa ng 250,000 pesos. You're hearing it right, from that 50,000 na nasa internet po, no? Magbabayad sila sa akin 250 pesos per student per year. And they have 800 students at that time. Kumita po ako, humigit kumulang kalahating milyon on that first transaction or 10 times. Pero hindi po yan na parang nag-ahente lang tayo. We modified the offer. Ano po yung modification na ginawa ko? Number 1, meron po kasing RFID printer na binigay ako. Pamprint po ng RFID. That's around 60,000 pesos. Hindi po tayo mahihiya magkwento sa mga presyo kasi for me, kahit po maraming makarinig nito, business is all about relationships.
Correct.
Okay. I hope we can inspire other people na manood po nito na.
Oh, you certainly do. Right now, I'm sure a lot of people are really glued on their smartphones and their laptop and really listening to you, you know, yung part by part kasi ang ganda ng ginagawa mo no, yung bang okay, go ahead, continue.
Yung RFID printer na yon, 50,000 pesos yun. Okay. Mahal yun. So, doon ko kinuha, syempre, doon sa down payment sa akin. Yung sinabi ko, libre RFID card. Okay. Per student. Kasi nagbabayad sa subscription fee, dapat may added value ka. Ang RFID card, sasabihin ko po sa inyo mga costing, kahit malaman po ito ng mga clients natin, kasi alam naman nila, what they're paying for me is really the peace of mind. Ganun ang pag-quantify doon sa in-offer natin. Not on the parcels. Okay. That's around 20 pesos yung RFID card. Okay. So, kung may papel po kayo, isulat nyo po dyan sa mga nanonood, 20 pesos ang cost natin. No? Yung RFID printer, kinuha natin sa down payment, 50,000. Okay. Then, the lanyard, napapagawa po yan sa Recto, yung sa ID list po, that's around 25 pesos. So, kung compute nyo po ngayon, doon sa sinisingil ko kada estudyante, ang capital ko po is around 45 pesos. So, 250 ang singil ko, may 205 pesos tayo. Okay. Sa down payment naman, kung saan kinuha ko yung machine, 250,000 singil natin, 50,000 lang yung machine. So, may 200,000 tayo na outright. From there, nag-deliver po tayo. And it was a success. Pero, it didn't stop there. Right now, the reason why Red Circle Global is selling school automation system complete na po, no? Simula enrollment hanggang graduation kasi through the years, sabi ko nga po, ang investor natin, totoong kliyente. Okay?
Correct.
Yung mga nagbabayad sa atin, binalik ko lang sa negosyo ng binalik. So try to imagine.
Karamihan ng style, di ba? Yan ang magandang style, no? Yung roll over, di ba? Rather than kinuha mo na agad yung profit, ginastos mo sa iba, di ba? So that's a very good strategy, ha? So Red Global Circle now is really an automation.
Yes,
from the time a student, a pupil enrolls, up to the time they graduate. Ganun ba yun? Meron talaga silang RFID, no?
Yes po. Simula sa enrollment, pag-inquire, hindi pa sila decidido mag-enroll, hanggang sa decided na sila mag-enroll, everything in between, pati yung mga online viewing of grades, examinations, even the inventory of the schools, hanggang graduation po in alumni management, we 100% automate that. We are disrupting the market because normally, school ERP or school enterprise resource planning system, marami po makaka-relate dito, ang accounting pa lang 2 million na. SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft Dynamics, we know that NetSuite, kasi complicated siya. Sa atin po, we have, sa website natin, it's 21 in 1, 21 features in one system. Right now, as we're nearing the school opening, we are close to 25 features. I-update na po natin yan. Meron na po tayo.
So, ang magulang nakikita kung ano yung ginagastos ng anak at ano yung pagkain. Ganun ba yun?
Tama po.
Oo. Exactly. At kung halimbawa lumabas yung anak, nano-notify din, di ba? Merong mga ganun, nakikita ko. Yan ba yung mga isa sa mga features mo? But tell me, Miguel, ano ang nag-change of heart for the schools to avail of this kind of automation? Because nung araw naman, di ba? Nag-aral tayo, basta may ID ka, okay lang, dumaan ka kay guard, ayos lang, di ba? But what is the real need now of the schools that really boosted you and really enhance your Red Circle Global? Ano yun? Ano nangyari?
Apo. Sa education po kasi, para siyang painting, art. May tinatawag na education 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Sa totoo lang po, in the Philippines right now, it's very, very disheartening. In a positive note naman po ito somehow, no? Na may matutulong tayo. Out of 14,000 listed private schools in the Philippines, because of the pandemic, 800 schools closed down.
Yes.
Nakakalungkot. Pero we're here because, sabi ko nga, we have a mission, a purpose-driven mission. Okay? Bakit po? Nag-close sila because they cannot really comply with the standards and hindi na siya cost-efficient. Kasi pag nagpapatakbo po kayo ng eskwelahan, para sa kaalaman po ng lahat, fix po ang sweldo ng mga empleyado at may estudyante ka o wala, papasahurin mo po sila. May voucher ka man ng gobyerno at madali man ng mga cheque, papasahod ka po talaga. It's really a difficult business. Ngayon, nag-upgrade na rin po syempre ang mga eskwelahan kasi ano po yan domino effect yan. Nakikita sa Manila, which is ito po ang kadalasan tinitignan. Huwag na natin banggitin yung mga brands, but the big schools, lahat ng grades nila online na. Pagkas nakikita naman ang standards na bago pumasok sa gate, talagang may notification na sa parents, din sumasabay sila. And in fact, DepEd po, for the longest time, they are really advocating to digitalize the files. Kasi, I'm 100% sure, maiintindihan po ito ng lahat, na meron kasing natural and external causes para ang mga files natin masira. Papel po kasi yan.
Correct.
Okay? Kaya maganda ma-digitalize. But not everyone can comply because sabi ko nga po, accounting pa lang, milyones na. Swerte ka na kung makahanap ka ng 500,000 na outright pero tatagain ka po sa licensing fees. Yung mga paggagamitin mo, magbabayad ka per user. So what Red Circle Global did, sabi namin, we started with SaaS po, by the way. Yun po yung sinasabi kong model. Yung may installation fee, may single ka po kada tao. Right now, we pivoted our business model. 500,000 pesos po, one-time payment. We will automate your school. Wala na pong hidden charges. And ngayon ko lang po ikikwento ito kung bakit namin kaya gawin ito. If you have your calculators right now, pakita ko po sa inyo. Kung natatandaan nyo, sabi ko, we have 13,000 private schools right now. Assuming po, no, ang market size na lang namin, conservative, 2% lang po. Sa sipag po natin, no, 2% lang ang kukunin nating market share. That is already 264 schools. And if we can charge them 500,000, that's already 132 million. This is a far cry from our billion-dollar dream, no, maging unicorn. Pero sabi ko nga po, I am a Filipino. We are entrepreneur. And this is a springboard for more things to come. Ang importante po, nakapag-negosyo nga tayo, sir, no, ng 1,500 pesos, di ba? Bangkarote tayo. What more? We're coming from a position of strength. And by the way, Sir Boots, I'm inspired also by your free-to-read stories, no, sa mga internet po, no. It's really inspiring. Yung mga free-to-consume na articles po na mga ginagawa nyo rin, sabihin ko po sa inyo, it really helps people like me na hindi naman po kilala na parang, ganito pala yung mga business tips. Kasi pag may nanonood po sa atin, sa totoo lang, Sir Boots, pag professional businessman yan, alam na nila yung mga sinasabi natin eh. Baka na-predict na nila yan, ito model niyan ngayon. Okay. Pero, yung mga tao po na kagaya ko nung araw, no, na sa salitang Tagalog, mangmang, naive, no, hindi naman lumaki sa pamilyang nagnenegosyo, no. Yung mga kinikwento nyo po doon na may mga use cases kasi kayo, nabasa ko yun sa mga mang-inasal story nyo, it helps po kasi sa amin na mga simpleng tao. And this is an opportunity that I would like to take, no, na makapagpasalamat po sa inyo. Sana Ano,
Yeah, but alam mo, ito yung ating pakay sa mundo no? You mean to help other people, no? Not to help those people who know already. Marami kasi may yung mga alam ko na yan, no? But hindi naman natin yung pakay yan. Ang pakay natin yung mga out of school or yung mga people na OFW, di ba? Gusto nating magkaroon ng hope, no? Kumbaga sabi natin ang hope ay hindi dapat mawala, no? Ikaw, very inspiring yan, ha? I'm really, in fact, sabi ko, habang nakikinig ako, nagkakaroon ako ng goose pimples. Alam mo, kinikilig ako sa story ang ganyan. Kasi you really struggled and despite the odds, I mean, imagine mo, 1,500 pesos ka na lang. Last money, deal or no deal. Di ba, sabi natin? Pero anong ginawa mo? Out of the box ka di ba? Na yung pati yung entrepreneurial na yung kinuna mo ng ng online, di ba? Imagine mo napapayag mo yon, negotiating skills, that's another skill, di ba? Hindi ka nagbayad ng buo. Bakit? Wala ka namang pera ibabayad ng 50% kung tutuusin di ba? But you're able to manifest and really turn that around. So, Miguel, where are you going now from here on after, this 2024? What is your vision?
Thank you, Sir Boots. Well, it doesn't mean na sinabi ko po that we're not aiming to be a billion-dollar company. It does not mean also, and it does not translate that we will not be solving billion-dollar problem. Okay.
Correct.
Magkaiba po yan, ha? As sinasabi ko lang po, kung nung araw, we are really driven by the profit, no? Okay, we are really driven by the aspiration na, gusto ko parang maging ako si Mark Zuckerberg, yan. Okay? Maging ako si Elon Musk. Ngayon po, na-realize ko na kanya-kanya pala tayo ng kwento at tadhana. Di ba? And I would like to focus not on the billion-dollar valuation and money. I want to focus on the billion-dollar problem. And hoping, praying, okay, because we offer this to God, that right now we have more funding, we're in a better position. Sabi ko nga, ang Pilipinas po, kilala tayo na madiskarte. Okay? Bakit naman hindi subukan natin ulit, no? Kung nung unang subok ko, profit-driven ako, but hindi subukan ko sa pangalawang pagkakataon magnegosyo to solve billion-dollar problem using Filipino ingenuity being in the Philippines land.
Correct. Yan. Alam mo, yan mga ganyang dapat makinig ang mga ating viewers, no? Yung bang kaya at kaya. In other words, you only manifest your own confidence by yourself. You don't have to follow somebody else's footsteps, no? Although, para bang nakaka-inspire, but you have your own character. Diskarte. Tawag nga dyan, diskarte, di ba? Tsaka ang Pilipino mahilig sa diskarte, di ba? In other words, ikaw ay isang example ng diskarte, Miguel, no? Na sa 1,500 pesos, diniskartehan mo, lumago, di ba? At again, yung diskarte na Red Global, yan ang doon. And the fact that you realize the pain point ng mga eskwelahan, di ba? Tama yun. Marami akong kakilala. Ang enrollment nila, pag below, malungkot Pero marami ka naman teacher. Marahirap din maghanap ng teacher ngayon, di ba? Sa ngayong panahon, private schools versus public schools. Mataas ang sweldo ng public school teacher. Teachers nowadays are very hard to find. They either work in the public school system or they migrate, di ba? Kasi mahusay may mga diskarte ang teachers natin, no? Plus the fact na meron silang TLC. Hindi sila yung straight disciplinarian, no, na nagtuturo. So ganoon, no? Maganda yung ginagawa mo, but again, again, yung sinabi mo nga, yung package deal, no? Sinabi mo, package deal. Wala nang hidden charges. And I think one of the things I like what you said is transparency is the best proof, no? And the real customers are those who pay you, not those who get it for free. Di ba? Parang, kasi nga, marami ako nakikita dyan, panay free, pero pag marami pang criticism, So let people pay because once they pay, they have confidence in what you're selling, di ba? So Miguel, give me tatlong tips na doon sa mga nanonood ngayon, no, na talaga nag-iisip, yung mga taong nagtatrabaho na gusto rin kumita. Ano-ano mga tatlong keywords na pwede mong ibigay sa kanila na para magsimula, kumbaga mag-spark at magtuloy-tuloy yung apoy ng ingenuity? Ano-ano tatlong bagay?
Tatlong bagay. I'm very inspired by a Filipino politician, a leading volunteer in Philippine Red Cross. When he was back then in public service, elected public service, meron siyang pinapolarize na statement, bawal ang tamad, bawal ang tanga. Napakasakit pakinggan. Okay, napakasakit pakinggan sa tenga. Kasi ang Pilipino tayo, mahilig po tayo sa comfort zone natin. Tama po ba?
Tama.
Pag mayroong nag-extra mile, okay, for example, dalawa ang trabaho, ano po ang kantsawan? Uy, marami ka na bang anak? O, di ba? Pero pag may resulta naman, iba rin ang Pilipino. Pupuriin ka, pero mai-insecure naman yung iba. Swerte ng anak mo, swerte ng magulang mo sa'yo, ha. Sana ganyan din ang anak ko. Instead na ma-inspire yung anak niya, mai-insecure pa. So ngayon, bawal ang tamad, bawal ang tanga. Tandaan po natin to. Kahit anong bagay, pag tayo po ay hindi tatamad-tamad, we can always outgrow other people. Kahit saan larangan po yan, sa pagninegosyo, sa gym, okay, sa pag-aaral, daig talaga ng masipag yung tatamad-tamad. Pangalawa po, let's be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Ayaw natin bigkasin yung salitang tanga. Tama po ba? Hindi naman ito mura. Ito pa yung pag-describe. Dumb in English. Bakit po? Kasi naniniwala tayo na lahat po tayo matalino. Tama naman po yun. Pero aminin naman natin, kailangan mag-aral po tayo, mag-obserba po tayo sa paligid natin para hindi po tayo naloloko at nalalamangan. Ito mga free to access, no, na information sa internet, pagtuturo, no, kagaya ginagawa ni Sir Boots, manood tayo. I-compare mo rin sa YouTube, yung mga pinag-uusapan po namin ni Sir Boots dito, mag-research ka rin. Okay. Pagtas i-apply mo sa'yo, pag hindi click, modify mo. Yan po ang sinasabi kong bawal ang tanga. Pangalawa, we all have our own journey and story to tell. Kung successful si Sir Boots po sa franchising, hindi po ibig sabihin na naintindihan ko lang po yung ginagawa niya, kaya ko na rin mag-franchising business, na ako po yung magpapa-franchise. Tama po ba? Kasi iba naman po yung gift ni Sir Boots Siya, ang gift niya is meron siyang talent business model innovation, umintindi ng business, ang dami niya na nahawakang clients. There's no way kung ako, papasok ako sa franchising industry at gusto ko rin magpa-franchise, kaya ko gawin yun. Nanonood lang ako sa YouTube. Di ba? Iba yung knowledge niya Yan yung ina-acquire natin. Dalawa na naman po yan hindi ako magpapakonsult kay Sir Boots. I'll do it my own way. Ano po ang sabi ko? Bawal ang tanga. Tatanga-tanga ako nun. Ito na nga yung knowledge. Di ba? Magko-consult ako. Okay. At bawal din ang tamad. Tama po ba? And lastly, no? Okay po. Bawal ang tamad, bawal ang tanga. Let us embrace our own story and journey. Huwag tayo inggitero. Kanya-kanya po tayo ng kwento. Ang pinakahuli po, okay, I'm not promoting any religion here. I'm promoting humanity. Okay. In everything that we do, always make sure it has a positive impact to the community. Wala po magbabayad sa inyo ng malungkot. Tandaan nyo, lahat ng nagbabayad po sa inyo, masaya dapat. Okay?
Dapat.
For example po, ako, bibili ako ng soft drinks, ba't po ako nagbabayad? Kasi pag uminom po ako ng soft drinks, nakakawala na uhaw. Tama po ba? Palaging may solusyon po, kaya nagbabayad ang tao, kaya sila masaya. Yung mga fast food brands, wag na po natin banggitin yung mga specific po, no? Ba't tayo pumupunta sa kanila? Gutom kayo, mabilis, predictable ang lasa, masarap. Okay po. Ako nagkakarinderya, pero aminin po naman po natin, minsan ang karinderya hit and miss din. Yung iba kasi nagluluto, business lang, gisa-gisa, yung iba masarap talaga. Okay, pero pag pumunta ka sa mga brands po na kilala na, established na, alam mo na yung lasa, 'di ba? Kasi malungkot ka na nga, kakain ka pa ng di masarap, pagtas mahal pa. Eh ito minsan So you need to always solve a bigger problem for the humanity, and money will follow. Iyan po ang masasabi ko, na sana may matutunan po ang mga viewers natin.
O ayan mga viewers, pag kayo ay hindi nyo pa inulit-ulit itong video na ito para maunawaan ang mga sinabing kataga ni Eduardo Miguel Roldan, talagang talagang tatagos sa inyo no, yung mga words, no? Kasi this is something that our blog is actually here to inspire, to learn, to teach. Okay, we want that. That is our aim. So again, Miguel, thank you very much for the time. I know your mind keeps on churning. You have so much energy. The world is at your fingertips, in other words, to solve the billion-dollar problem and eventually the billionaire, di ba? So, yeah, maraming salamat, Miguel, for the time, and I hope, people who really want to get to know, how will they get to know Miguel Roldan? Yan. Paano ka ba kukontakin?
Thank you for the time, airtime, Sir Boots, Master Boots, Teacher Boots. Okay. And thank you also to GMB Global for the opportunity also. Yung mga, alam ko, sir, dati, hindi ko na lang babanggitin yung magazine, pero susulat din kayo doon back in the days, no? And na-inspire ako. Yung ngayon, nag-iba yung content, mas maganda. Nung araw, bibili ka pa ng magazine, 120 pesos. Pag wala kang budget, hintayin yung mga back issue, yung mga delayed ng 9 months. Minsan, 1 year. Ganun yung inspiration nung araw kung gusto mo ng parang source of inspiration. Then, fortunately, ngayon po, nakikita ko po kayo, naririnig ko yung boses nyo. This is very surreal to me. Okay, paano nyo kami mako-contact if you're interested to automate your school? For 500,000 pesos, no hidden charges, can be implemented as fast as 30 days, maximum pinakamatagal, busy po kayo 60 days. Kami lang po pinaka-transparent, straight to the point, na magsabi po what we offer for schools. If you're a school owner, you can connect with us. Okay po, isulat nyo po ito, CEO Charlie Echo Oscar at redcircleglobal.com. Likewise, for people who are interested also to just learn more on what we do, okay? No need to inquire. Basahin nyo na kung ano po yung ginagawa namin. Baka makatulong po kami. redcircleglobal.com. Maraming salamat po, Sir Boots, GMB Global.
Yeah, right. So, ang ganda ng ating talakayan ng Sunday, Talagang, sabi ko nga parati, Sunday is a day of learning. Monday is the start of working. Diba? Saturday is a day of reflection. So, yun ang ano doon. Again, congratulations. Keep it up. Fight. Let's go and be proud that we are Filipinos and we can really do it. Okay? Thank you very much, Miguel. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.